Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high. Look at this chart. Oh wait, this is the wrong chart. The price did not hit a new all-time high, but something much more important did. The price is simply just the ups and downs of the day. It's the random noise. It's the whale jumping in or jumping off. But what does really matter over the long term? It is this chart here. This is a long-term Bitcoin chart, and in black we've got the price on a logarithmic scale. In orange we've got our all-time high, and it is crossing 1 million. What is that all-time high? What's that orange line? It's the number of wallets that hold at least 1 Bitcoin. We have just crossed the 1 million threshold of wallets that hold at least 1 Bitcoin. If you're one among them, congratulations. You are more rare than a millionaire. Apparently, there are 56 million millionaires in the world, but there are only 1 million whole coiners. Now, why is this all-time high so important? It's important because it shows how steadily the adoption of Bitcoin is growing. 1 Bitcoin isn't a small number. It's 30,000 US dollars. It is some real investment. More and more people are allocating into Bitcoin. Bitcoin as an asset class gets spread and spread across more and more people. It becomes more and more decentralized. But wait, there is one more all-time high. Not just the number of whole coiners is at an all-time high. The percent of Bitcoin that has not moved in the last year is at an all-time high. Again, let's look at the orange line. This is fluctuating a bit more because some people are riding those waves, right? When we get a huge rally and people are selling off their Bitcoin to the new entrants, and there is no rally, people simply just accumulate. And currently, 69% of all of Bitcoin on chain, they have not moved. So not only do we see more and more people getting into Bitcoin with substantial amounts of personal capital, we also see how those people that bought Bitcoin aren't selling it. They aren't moving it. They wait for new all-time highs to be created, for a new massive rally to be started in order to sell. In aggregate, almost 70% of Bitcoin hasn't moved. Those are numbers that are getting close even to the stock market. Now, we don't have official numbers in the stock market, but we can look at how much of the total market cap of a stock, for example, gets traded every day. And when we compare this to Bitcoin, that's not that different anymore. It's at around 1%. So one might argue that the same way stocks are now a long-term thing, as in it's used for retirement, Bitcoin becomes exactly the same thing. Bitcoin isn't necessarily the trading instrument anymore, even though some people ride the waves. It is becoming also, in the broader perception, a vehicle to store wealth in, despite the volatility. And that is because of the long-term tokenomics. Bitcoin inflates by less than fiat. Bitcoin does not have counterparty risk if you self-custody it. And even though we always get excited by price, even though when a new price all-time high gets hit, and this creates all the media attention, what's actually more important is there growth in adoption? Are the people that adopted Bitcoin keeping onto the assets? And we see both. If you're not yet part of the whole coiner club, work your way towards it. At some point, it might even be more impressive than being a US dollar millionaire. Have solid asset diversification, still own stocks, still own precious metals, still own property, but don't forget to have appropriate allocation to Bitcoin as well. The long-term trend is very, very stable, and it goes into the correct direction, up into the right. Feel free to join us in Telegram. Simply search for Bitcoin Strategy Channel within the app. I hang around there regularly. Looking forward to chatting with you. Bye-bye.